Now, unfortunately, when this organization started, nobody was doing anything in that space at that time. So they really had to create and pioneer a lot of those programs and services. But they've always wanted to do it in collaboration with other organizations. So I just got done talking about the multidisciplinary model of care that they pioneered and created. If you take a look at the operation that we manage here in Phoenix, Arizona, the Advocacy Center here in Arizona is a world-class best model. In fact, about 18 months ago, Interpol invited ChildHelp to go present and speak on this model at their conference in France.
Wow.
But here in Arizona, that is the largest advocacy center in the entire state, serving on average about 8,000 children a year at this center. But we don't do it alone. In this center, you have got ChildHelp. You got Phoenix Children's Hospital, which is the largest children's hospital in the state of Arizona. You've got the Office of the County Attorney. You got the Department of Child Safety. You got the largest child crimes unit of Phoenix PD. You've got all of these collaborative partners working together under one roof because we know that collaboration works. We know that the ability to partner and understand where you're strong at should be a complement to where I'm strong at. We don't need to compete. When I talk around the country, a lot of questions that I get asked all the time is what is the biggest challenge or the biggest weakness with nonprofit organizations? And I always answer that question the same way. There's too many of us. There's too many people trying to compete for the same dollars, for the same resources, to do the same exact thing because so many nonprofit organizations feel like my way is the best way. It's got to be done the way that I want to do it. I've got to have control. And if more nonprofit organizations would embrace the spirit of collaboration, if more nonprofit organizations would look at what it means to align instead of compete, we would be making such greater significant strides in so many different areas of causes and issues if we did it together than if we tried to do it alone. And that is what Child Help looked to do 67, 68 years ago and is still doing today.
Amen. I want to shine the brightest spotlight that I possibly can on you and Child Help because obviously what you're doing as an organization, incredible. I personally, how I relate to it in my own way is my wife and I had our first child 7 months ago, and it has been the great. I mean, it really, there's so many like kind of cliche phrases that I could say or people said to me, but it has just been so special, so joyful, so amazing. And I couldn't imagine anyone laying a finger, on my child in the variety of terrible ways that children have been harmed, physically, emotionally, sexually, mentally, all that. So one, that, but two, what you were saying and my passion from my career perspective is helping nonprofit organizations and changing the mentality and the attitude and the psychology and so many things that could happen would be positive for nonprofits if they could figure out how to get along and also before an organization is started, do an assessment, okay, however, whatever basic way you can do, if you have a cause or something you're passionate about, to see if there's already an organization in your area or multiple that you can volunteer with, fundraise for, go get a job with, join the board, etc., before feeling like just because something's personal happened to you that you have the perfect way to start that organization. And I feel like what you're saying here, there needs to be more conversation around it because I think that it's kind of like a taboo thing. And everybody usually, my experience wants to just give someone or get a pat on their back, and just say, oh, it's a great idea. Yeah, you want to go change the world or you want to do this thing, go do it. Instead of zooming out and taking the more strategic. And what we really need to solve these challenges that are facing our world that others like perfect example, obviously, with this organization getting started so many decades ago and being asked by the Reagans is there's so many challenges that are facing our communities, in your local, national, global perspective. And we need all the best minds and resources and dollars flowing. It's about the cause, it's about the problem. It's not about the survival individually of the organization. So that's my rant and ramble there. But Michael, super great insight. And I really just appreciate your passion around that topic. And I'm happy to stand on the small soapbox with you and scream that at the top of my lungs.